Hello, Graham.
How are you, Lisa?
I'm really, really well today.
So, Lisa, you are an artist starting late.
Yes. And that's my message, actually, mainly. Like, it's never too late. Amazing.
So tell me about your story on painting and why you started painting.
The backstory is that my mom is an artist. And so I always sort of watched her journey. And she also started late, actually, over the age of 40. And so I always had this deep desire to do creative things, but I couldn't even draw a stick figure. And in our local area, we had a top class artist who started a gallery. His name's Mark Alexander. And there was a big sign in the window that said art classes. And my husband goes, Hey, you should be doing that. And I'm like, No, I'm not good enough. I don't even know anything, nothing. And so I resisted it for a very long time. And then the next batch of art classes was starting. And I actually just put my name down, like, and just went, Please help me. and went to my first class and literally went to the toilet and cried because I felt so pathetic and like I was in grade R. And through the different classes, I started getting it. I was like, oh, I
Okay.
get it. It's not that hard.
Okay, interesting.
Hmm.
But the important part of the story was your husband was right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, for once, right?
Eyes, you know. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
and what mediums were you doing in the class?
So I started off straight away with acrylic just because I felt like that's like beginner.
Yeah.
I was a bit too scared of doing oils right from the start. I watched everybody else doing oils, and then I also realized I'm a fast worker. So I want to work, I don't want to wait. I want to create fast. And so I've stuck with acrylic all this time and a little bit of ink as well.
And your art that you're doing.
It's quite varied, but yeah, I had a theme going of vulnerable women.
Okay, was that your theme?
Yeah, and then that kind of shifted to like a desire to start with abstract. And I resisted it for so long as well. And then I started playing, you have these like voices in your head that go, you can't do that. Everyone else is so great at it. You don't know how to do it. And I spent hours and hours scrolling through social media, watching other people doing it. And then I was, no, it's time. I need to do this. I'm
Okay.
done with underwater vulnerable women.
Okay, so these were your first series that you did.
Yeah.
A lot of success.
Yeah, so it resonated a lot with people. Because I'm a life coach as well, there's like a lot of emotion in these about well, people that are stuck or they're making decisions about do they live or do they, just sink to the bottom.
Yes.
Um, and so a lot of people connected with them, and then I did start selling them as well, and also started to create prints for those that couldn't afford the actual ones.
Yes.
So yeah, there was a lot, and especially women. They really resonated with some of the pictures that I did. So it just went from there.
Okay. And your abstracts that you're doing now, this one of them, yeah?
Okay, so that's not even finished yet. So, but the response I've had is like amazing. People want to buy it already, and I think I'm just going to let it go, just like that.
But sell it and then you can buy another canvas and start another one.
Okay.
Okay,
I've
it's
got
done.
4 on the go at the moment, and they
Uh,
and everybody loves them. So yeah,
the four that you're busy with, all abstracts,
all of them.
certain colors, similar colors.
Similar color palettes, and also a lot of turquoise and gold. I really resonate with that as well. So this sort of pink, maroony, gold palette, as well as the sort of turquoise gold.
How big are these?
Those are works in progress. Those were eventually in an exhibition, and yeah, and so that was the very first little ones. And they're not very big. And then I started working on your canvases, and it was just like, oh yes, it felt so good.
Yes, you bought some for Black Friday.
I did. I'm a bargain hunter. So you have been doing a brilliant job on advertising.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brilliant, I must say. Like out of all the places where that are selling canvases, yours is like most notable on social media. And somehow you've connected with my profile, and I'm just seeing it everywhere, which is lovely. So I love the specials, and
Um,
yes.
your acrylics that you're doing are on box canvas. And how are you prepping your canvas? Are you painting your acrylics straight onto them?
I am finding, Graham, that I don't need to prep the canvas because it is so beautifully smooth. So I don't need to do any prep.
Mm.
I mean, I have done painting and then I've had to just go over it with, if I didn't like the painting and then start again, basically. But the quality of the canvas is just amazing. My brushes don't get stuck on it. It's just like
Right.
smooth, and I don't have to use that much retardant as well, just to keep it alive. So I've really enjoyed it. It's top, 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 top class compared to what I've bought before.
That grabbing of the of the paintbrush, we busy experimenting with a recycled canvas. And
Yes.
the first filaments that the strands were made out of were of little kind of tiny little microscopic balls stuck together to make long strands. And we discovered as well that that was grabbing the paintbrush. So imagine a grater. Imagine a
Mm,
grater magnified, and your paintbrush is actually going in, and
mm.
it's not even grabbing a paintbrush. It's cutting the paintbrush shorter. So that's why your paintbrush on a rough surface like that is actually getting eaten up. It's actually
Yeah,
eaten up. So
yeah.
the our canvases with a smoother texture, your paintbrush should hopefully last longer. It'll be interesting to see if someone's noticed that already. And tell me some your
Hmm.
future plans. What are you doing now?
Okay. So what has this has done for me is like art has become a portal for me. And so I have a very it's unlocked something else in me, which is interior design. So
Okay.
I've actually joined forces with an upholsterer and we are busy building a warehouse. And in that warehouse will be art and also a place where we can do exhibits and so on. So I'm really going all into the creative side of things. And just like matching all my needs or things that I want to accomplish still in my life. When you turn 50, it kind of becomes not negotiable to actually start doing things you really love.
Mm-hmm.
And so that interior design pull feeling is so big in me that I have to explore it. And art will just simply, my art that I create will simply just fall into that category as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's nice if you can hook up with as you say, the interior designers, and you can actually meet up with
Yeah,
the clients and match your art to the interior designer and the client's requests.
exactly.
Yeah, so I see on your Facebook profile you asked in your local community for larger canvases.
But then I found them with you and I've ordered them. I'm waiting for them.
Yes, we
Then I've also recommended to other people. I've told them about your amazing canvases, but then also the pricing, which is like unusually nice. So
have you seen our outer oak frame ones?
yes, I do love those. So I've been doing a bit of exploring and I was thinking how I can bring that in as well.
Well, what's nice with them is that they screw out the back, and then you can stain or paint the frame.
Ah, oh,
Yes.
good to know. That's really
Yes.
great to know. So
So
from an interior design point of view, that's really
exactly,
valuable.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
also sometimes you've got your art and it's not matching with a natural wood frame.
yeah,
That's why we chose the oak, because it's got a beautiful grain, but also it's very light. And because it's light, you can obviously stain it darker.
yes.
But I mean, you could even whitewash it as well.
Exciting.
And we do round ones.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the round one, I've seen a lot of people who used to be in my art class use round.
Mm.
But for me, I like the space that a rectangle or square actually offers. So, corner to corner. I don't know about the round ones.
There's a lady yeah, in the UK, and she's used our round one. How cool is that?
Wow, that's amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
I like the border. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so we make the frame with it, and then
Okay.
obviously he stained that frame. That's a MDF frame. It's not an oak frame. The beauty with working with us is that we can do all sorts of shapes, sizes, depths. We've made a cube canvas for somebody.
Oh,
Yeah, as in a cube, as in like the shape of a dice. And then obviously the hexagons, the honeycomb shapes.
yes.
They're quite nice because they fit nicely together and can go different depths as well.
Yeah, and I guess it could become quite modular if you're building a display of some sort.
Exactly,
It
exactly.
could
And I
be
mean, you
quite.
can do the same with triangles as well. So, you just got to think out the box, literally, just think of
Yeah.
different things. And we always open to come up with weird things and try it, you know.
Well, it's really, really good to know because then creating something on spec makes sense to pass that on to you and you'd be able to, if I
No.
have a very specific size requirement, then that would be good to know.
And then
Mm.
also uh, large ones. You were asking
Yes.
about a large one in your post on Facebook. So
Yes.
the largest canvas we've made to date, 6.6 meters by 2.2 meters.
Wow.
And that was one piece canvas delivered to Cape Town.
I don't even want to know how.
It did last, it did survive the arduous journey.
That's incredible. So that sounded like it didn't get made in South Africa.
No, yeah.
Oh, it made, okay.
Yeah, we made it up there in our factory in Lens area. We have
Okay.
a system that we can put everything together. We have the canvas, stretched it over, centered down.
Right.
What advice do you have for upcoming artists or let's put over 50-year-olds?
So there's one way to break the deconditioning around aging, and that is to follow your heart. We have been so conditioned that when we start doing things like that, we expect to be perfect right from the outset. And the thing that you have to learn is time and kindness of how you speak to yourself, and just allow yourself to learn because you won't know straight off the bat anything about color values or light and dark, and your brain does trick you when you first start. It's to be patient with yourself to learn a new way of being when you start art. It's kind of just learning to be in the moment and not needing to finish something on the same day that you start. I think for me, that was the biggest thing, that I was frustrated because I wasn't perfect right in the beginning. And I think that's where a lot of people fail to launch, is they feel like they need to be perfect before they actually do it.
Hmm.
But you learn the perfection as you go along. And part of your growth is having those icky days where you just can't get it right, and then knowing when to put it aside and then when to look at it with fresh eyes again.
Yes, yes. I need to start taking some of the advice as well.
Just start and just start where you stand with what you have. Just start small, one step at a time, and then celebrate every time you've created something.
Yeah, I must say that online artists are very community and communal, where they push each other up. You know, they complement each other, and I think doing art and putting it online and sharing it with other artists is a great way. There's a group of ladies that I chat to regularly, and they're always encouraging each other, giving each other tips, and bolstering each other up. So I definitely think art's the way to go if life's a bit bland.
Yeah, you can build your tribe so quickly with people who are interested in art. It's kind of like a home away from home. If you start investing in groups, Facebook groups, and follow certain artists and YouTube channels and whatever, you really get a good sense of what's out there and some great tips as well.
Yeah, and one of our longtime artists back home in the Fourways, she's quite famous for her florals, and she said, when she started making the art and it was quite colorful, she's like, people want color in their lives, and so make art that you see in your eyes, in your head. Someone out there is going to like it and enjoy it. So
Exactly.
just got to do it.
Gotta do it.
Cool, cool. Thank you very
Good.
much for your time. It's great chatting with you, and keep telling everyone
Okay,
about ACF.
I will. Thank you so much, Graham, for inviting me. See you. Bye.